Hey there everybody, welcome back. We're going to take a quick look at importing packages and exporting packages and kind of why we want to. And yeah, I changed my sky again, going with these Van Gogh clouds. I don't know, I kind of like them. At the moment I like them, I imagine I'll change again. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to export a package, and the advantage here is that instead of sharing my whole project, kind of wish that didn't happen at that moment. Instead of sharing my whole project, I can share just the assets that are needed for this particular part, whatever it is that I'm wanting to share. In this case, what I want to share is my scene. So I'm going to go ahead and select town and right click on it and do an export package. And it's going to take just a minute, and it fills in everything, that all the assets that are needed for this particular scene. Notice the materials, it only has the one material. I actually have like 3 or 4 sky materials that I've created. You can notice in the standard assets, this is all it's showing that it has to export from the standard assets, the character controller, and only those parts of the water, not all of the water. And those things. So you can see this is basically it's creating a package with only what is needed for this particular scene. So I'm going to go ahead and export this, and I'm going to export this. I'm going to put it like on my desktop for now, and I'm going to call this let's see, I'm going to call this initial town. Now I'm going to call this town part 1, okay? And I'll save that out. Okay, so with that going out, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load up another project, okay? So let me close out. I didn't have to close out of Unity, but I did anyway. So we'll go ahead and close. We'll close Camtasia as well. No, we're not going to save that, thank you, and we'll go ahead and delete that while we're here. And then we'll reload Unity. And I've got this other Alibaba project, which is actually the one that I was working on in class, or closer to the one I was actually working on in class. So I'm going to go ahead and open on my desktop that Alibaba project, and I'll select that folder. Yeah, I realize it's a different version of Unity, will be good. Okay, so that's coming in. It won't take too long to get this loaded. And then once that's loaded in, we'll kind of be able to see how this is different from the project we just saw, and then we'll go ahead and import this town package and take a look at what we can how this is going to streamline a lot of things we do in class or at home or whatever, at least until we really get a source tree repository running the way that we need it to in the lab there. And who knows, we may never get that. Okay, so here we are. So this is my other world. Looks a whole lot like, yeah, this is the one that I actually did in class, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and import that project. So I'm going to town 1. I'm going to, let's start minimizing some of these folders here. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to grab town 1 part 1. I'm going to go ahead and drag that in here to import it. I'm done with my, thought I was done with that. Okay, I've got to wait, it's decompressing. Okay, now it comes up here and it says, well, this is what we can bring in. Notice it's only bringing in things that are new or different, yeah, new. I'm sorry, new or different, that was dumb. Only bringing in stuff that's new or doesn't exist. So this didn't exist. Notice it's bringing in a new terrain. Now, I'm going to kind of be curious to see if it's going to overwrite that one actually. But with different GUID will override existing asset, which may be undesired. Yeah, that would be undesired. Let me see. Can I rename this thing? F2. Can I call this original terrain? I've not experimented much with this, so we're going to try this out and see what happens. Let's see. Where are you? Where are you? Desktop? Okay, so let's try bringing that back in. Boom. See what it tells us this time. Aha! So now it's a new terrain. So if I name it something other than what is right here, which I'll probably do in my other project. Uh, okay, standard assets, all of these are here, so it's not going to import those, except it's going to import this one. Apparently that's different than what I've got in this project. No idea why. And it's going to import these. I guess I didn't bring those in. Oh, maybe I'm not, whatever. So maybe I'm not using those. Okay, so let's go ahead and import this. This is going to be different, and what's different is that these had been modified with the clamp in my other project, where in this project they're not. Alright, so I'll go ahead and import, and all it pulled in was just the stuff needed for this particular scene, for the new scene that I've got. And I didn't have to share my whole, it's like a 600 meg project folder. Okay, so you can see this scene is still the same as it was, and I can come here and go to the town scene, load it, and there's the one from the other project. And here's that one, and here's that one. So this way we can share these things without like having to destroy or overwrite any of our particular content. I'll go ahead and change the name of my terrain in my project, so that way it won't have a problem with yours. Okay, so yeah, pretty cool stuff. Nice.